Hello world, I'm Eire with Saturn's Edge, and you're watching more Persona 3 Reload. We're back again. I mean, it's been about a little bit over a week since our last video, but on the plus side, instead of 2 videos in this batch, we've got 3. And for what I'm gonna say is that we've got a lot of things that we could talk about here. This episode, not so much. It's mainly just gonna be me bumping around between various topics. However, next episode is where I'm gonna do a lot of our discussion. A lot of the big, things come up. Big story stuff, all the important stuff gets really, dug up and, brought up. And I'm excited to go into detail on that stuff. And the third episode is a bit shorter, so I'm gonna actually have enough, room to talk without, cluttering too much stuff up. However, now let's get into this. So in this episode, we are tackling a massive thing, not a massive thing, pretty small. Before the full moon operation begins, before that full moon operation happens 3 days from now, we are saving 2 more people. Yep, I could send someone human presence and a feline. Ooh, a little guest was feline curious and made their way to floor 72. So it seems like we've got a little bit more than just 2 people to save here in Tartarus. Looks like we got a lot to work with here.
Very well then.
Now, as I'm making this video, I'm actually doing a lot better, and I'm doing a lot more in general. Something to note that's been happening in real life, as I've been making these videos kind of slowly, is I've gotten back into art. I've been properly doing it. I'm taking the stuff I'm learning and using it correctly, all that stuff, But I think I can safely say that, I have taken up my my interest and enjoyment in art one more time, basically. As if I've gotten over an art block that's been lasting for quite a long time. Partially for good reason, but also partially just because I felt lazy. I'm not gonna deny it, I felt pretty lazy. New mechanic here. If our level is significantly higher than the enemy, they will run from us. So, technically, whenever we're saving this batch of people, we don't have to encounter anything. We could just ignore all potential fights. What's the first thing I do when told this information? I start fighting. I wanted a small, quick XP boost, considering these were enemies we fought before with pretty easy weaknesses. I wanted a nice XP boost that I could really work with. And I just wanted to make things pretty quick, simple. The XP boost allowed us to actually get a couple levels, as you're going to see, not a couple levels, but allows us to level up at least one time, and get us in the mindset and fully prepared for the full moon operation, as I am recapturing and relearning all the stuff that my party members can do, specifically when it comes to, Minato, Junpei, Yukari, and Aigis. Relearning what they actually have to offer, and where they can fit in, into the party and make things work. And it worked pretty well. Fighting in Tartarus actually proved pretty beneficial to me, as I managed to get a level with a couple of them, and I had a pretty decent grasp of as to what they could do, and that assisted me in the battles later on. It's also worth noting that, I don't think that, I don't think you necessarily have to grind in Tartarus in order to get anywhere in the story of the game. You really don't have to at all. If you just play it straight and hit up all the monad doors and passages, all the optional stuff, fight the bosses as planned, it's pretty easy for normal mode, It's not too much, it's not too much work to just play the game straight. There's really no need for grinding in this, which is a really good thing. I will say that I have a very strange take on grinding in games, especially ones that have, you know, level ups and, like, all these, like, different, like, the experience system, right? My thought process is that grinding is a really good thing to have, but it's also repetitive, and in modern games, right, in stuff like Persona where it's more focused on the story, I don't think grinding helps as much here, like, for the actual gameplay or the story. It doesn't, like, assist or help in any way. Sure, you get access to new moves, like, you literally get new moves and such, but also, like, I guess you don't feel stronger immediately every time. It's not like a level up in a tabletop role-playing game, or in, like, a different RPG like Final Fantasy, where, like, a lot of numbers go up, or, like, something big happens every level up, where you get something new. In this, you really don't get stuff that way. It's not as, like, quick and consistent. And for that, I think grinding doesn't work that well, because I'd rather just play the game straight and get all my moves that way, in, like, a natural, flowing way. Specifically, it's a very weird take I have. I think it's pretty reasonable. I just don't see a lot of people talking about it, because most times when you mention grinding in a video game, a lot of what it comes down to is, I hate it, it's repetitive and annoying, or, well, I like it because you have to do it, and it shows how difficult the upcoming encounters are that you have to do it. Like, I think those are both good reasons. They're really, simplistic. They're really simplistic reasons. I understand them completely, I get it. But I feel like grinding as a whole actually has benefits to gameplay. Like, it actually makes you feel something whenever you grind for a level up, as opposed to, like, instances where you don't feel that way. In Pokemon, you don't get moves every time that you leveled up, right? But, like, 6 stats always go up by, like, a pretty, like, decent number, right? It's always, like, a high number that you can, like, see. And with Persona, the numbers are very small. It's really weird for me to talk about it like that, but the numbers in Persona, specifically when it comes to stats, they are pretty small. They aren't, like, massive, like, game-breaking achievements like in, you know... I like using Dungeons & Dragons as an example when it comes to, like, leveling up in RPGs, because fundamentally, like, the experience system and leveling up in games and all that stuff all derives from the same idea of, like, beating an enemy, getting rewarded for it, getting more skills on top. Simple as that. And Dungeons & Dragons is very, like, prime, like, thing for that. It is, like, probably one of my better examples I can actually list off as doing that, in a way that makes sense. With Dungeons & Dragons, every level you're getting something. You're getting, like, you know, these number increases. You're doing all these things. Maybe it's not directly to your stats. Maybe it's just your max HP, or your spell slots, or your proficiency bonus, or, like, stuff that, like, I'm talking about that maybe some people don't understand as they haven't gotten to experience, or play, or understand, or really accustomed to Dungeons & Dragons, alright? But in Persona, a lot of the stuff that happens when I level up, I'm not excited about a level up, because it means that, hey, the five like stats that I have for this Persona, and technically also the character, those 5 numbers just went up by like 1 or 2. It's not a massive increase at all. It's a very small increase, and moves are very, like, difficult to reach. So I feel like grinding isn't as good for this at all because of that. It feels like there's no reward to it, even though there is. It takes a lot of effort to get to point A to point B. But, as I've said before, playing through the main game of Persona 3 Royal, playing this on normal mode, okay? I am playing on normal difficulty. I am not playing it any harder or any easier. Simply put, I was not entirely accustomed to how Persona works. I played some parts of the games before, but I wasn't entirely confident in my ability to play it on hard mode, or on a harder setting. And I didn't want to play it on easy. That felt kind of cheap, and I felt like I was kind of messing with the experience a little bit. However, just by playing more normal mode, you are getting access to moves at a pretty decent rate, you're getting level ups at a decent rate, it's not hard. It's just the right mix where you don't have to grind at all. As you've noted, I don't grind pretty much at all. I think I've only done it like one time. And that was because I wasn't confident enough to see if I could actually do the next full moon operation. And for one of the full moon operations, you noted for the Hierophant and the Lovers, I did not use Theurgies except for Fuka's. She was the only ones I actually got to use in that, and it was difficult. It was actually challenging. Mostly because of the status effects. That was mainly what it was. However, my point that I'm saying here is that when it comes to this game, and a part of why I've been able to stick with it for so long, and so, like, a bit inconsistently, but still, like, enough to make videos and talk about it and, like, get to really, like, relax when it comes to this game, is that it doesn't force you to just, like, grind it out. It doesn't force you to put in all those hours. It's a story-based game that has the hours it has, and you're going to play them exactly as such. There is no thing to, like, there's no need to make it longer or shorter. There really isn't. And, in fact, if you're playing on hard mode, you're getting level ups quicker. Because on the harder difficulties, you get more experience, and on easier difficulties, you get less experience. There's actually, like, a whole calculator for this. So if you're playing on a harder setting, there really is... Sure, there is some need to grind. There might be. I don't know, because I haven't played this on a harder setting. But if you've played this on a harder setting and you've had to grind for something, it must have been easier to level up and get past that certain point to actually, like, do stuff, to do more, to be able to, like, withstand attacks, to be able to do enough damage to take out the enemy. That sort of stuff. This is less like a complaint about games or grinding in RPGs or RPGs or the leveling system or experience or any of that. This is not a complaint about that. This is mainly just me stating my take on what grinding actually does in a game. It has its negative impacts of being very repetitive, but a lot of times you are rewarded for it with, you know, more experience used to level up. It makes next fights easier, you know, that sort of stuff. My argument here is that grinding isn't necessarily necessary here, because I've done it at a pretty good rate where I just power through the floors, and I've made it. It's a waste of some resources, I'll admit, but by powering through the floors and getting to level up on my own time, one time through, except for the small visits where I have to come back and save people, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to grind. It's just play the game. Play the game straight, basically. And I like that. I really like that. It benefits this game amazingly, actually. It really does a good job for the game to be able to play an RPG like this, a story-based JRPG like this, without the need to grind at all. The option is on the table, but you don't have to. You can just play it straight. I like that, and it does wonders for the game and my experience as someone who's playing it. And it also has benefits, you know, for, like, anyone who's even watching, you know, my videos or any videos on Persona. Really, it does a lot of benefits there, as now you aren't just watching footage of just a guy go back and grind for, like, you know, like an hour or so, and that takes up the full video. And most times people actually speed up through their footage. You know, they either speed it up or they just skip parts entirely. They cut it out. Like, I've stated my points. I've stated all my points there. I've gotten it all out. I never see a, like, not just a deeper, but like a more I haven't seen a more in-depth, like, explanation or, like, argument, or really anything involving grinding in a video game because it's such a simple, like, thing. It doesn't need to be discussed further at all, but I've done it anyway, and it's actually kind of interesting to discuss it further. It's interesting to talk about further because now I've brought up topics that, like, I didn't recognize at first. I didn't recognize that leveling up in Persona was so slow and felt really small, but because of this topic, I'm now able to bring that up. It's not, a knock against the game, but it is something worth noting that's, like, something I just didn't really recognize before. And I've been playing this game for 55 episodes now, and it took me that long to really recognize it and talk about it. I think it's good that that I was able to talk about this, and I really want to see, I guess I want to see more of, like, more takes on, like, what are more opinions, more of people's opinions, there we go, on RPGs in general, on any sort of role-playing game, turn-based role-playing game. It could be a tabletop, it could be a video game. I want to see more opinions on them, and I want to see, like, all these different explanations and reasons, because I want to get into more of these games. I want to actually be able to experience these, you know? There's some I've talked about before that I've taken an interest in, like, but I want to know more about them from, like, someone who's actually, like, experienced them. I want people to just note their hot takes, their little notes, their anything. I want to know about that sort of thing, because it's just, it's now come up to me as, like, a pretty interesting topic after I've, like, I guess I've sorted through more of it in my mind, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah. Feel free to, like, post your, feel free to post your hot takes or your arguments or any, like, opinion or topic you have, specifically regarding any sort of RPG, turn-based or otherwise. It could be anything. Tabletop game or video game, doesn't matter to me. I just want to hear people's opinions, and I want to just take an interest in that.
Is that true?
Oh, man. Huh.
That is a great relief.
That's strange.
Very well.
I don't know if I like that. But yeah, after saving those people and that cat, we can call it quits here. But there's still more to the episode, so, you know. We're calling it quits in Tartarus and actually doing more social activities over the next, 2 days. But we're also probably gonna get a bit of story as we're going down. Going down? Going down. Wait, it's going down now. No. I can safely say that the Persona 3 Reload soundtrack is one of my favorite soundtracks that I've listened to in a video game. It's one of my favorite video game soundtracks. It's simple as that. I'm not gonna say it is my favorite because, frankly, I don't know what is, but it's definitely one of my favorites. There are so many good ones that I can't choose one that stands out on top. I really can't. The Persona 3 Reload soundtrack always hits me in just, like, the right way, and it manages to hit a lot of emotional beats. Like, anytime I'm listening to it outside of, like, recording, like, when I'm just doing, like, my normal, like, stuff, or, like, driving somewhere, right? And I have, like, the soundtrack on in the car, or, like, when I'm drawing or something like that, right? I like that there is a song on the playlist that can match the exact mood that I am feeling, like, at that current moment. and that all the songs really complement each other and really like stand on their own as well. They're really, really good. It's a really good soundtrack that everyone has talked about at this point. It's even made a resurgence over time, multiple times, in memes. Like, it's that good. It's just shown up everywhere, in some form. It's a really good soundtrack, and I like listening to it in my free time. If you have like a Spotify, if you have a Spotify account or something, you can listen to the soundtrack on there. It is literally just right on there, the whole album. It's split up into 3 parts, like, in the actual album, but it's all there. Like, it's literally every song. And all of them are great. There's not a single one I find, like, bad or anything. They're all amazing. And just, yeah, something worth noting is that you just go listen to the soundtrack. It's just, it does a lot. It really does. It does a lot for me, and I'm sure it could do a lot for you too. Like, just taking some time to listen to it. You don't even have to listen to the whole thing. Just pick out a couple tracks. Like, you know, throw them in your like songs, throw them in a playlist or something, I don't know. But you know who we haven't talked to in a little bit?
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, I missed these two. Bunkichi and Mitsuko. I missed them. They're great.
Ah, don't you worry. She's crying because she's happy. She's an emotional woman, bless her heart. She's been like this since the day we met.
Aw, that's adorable.
You see, all the graduates from my son's class have come together.
Oh, awesome.
They're collecting signatures to save the persimmon tree.
And that's even better.
They say the tree is a memorial to their former teacher. They don't want it to be cut down.
That's great. Like, seriously.
It was the same for our son's funeral. Many of them showed up for it. It's been so many years since then, but they still remember him.
That's nice.
They've given their precious time for our son. I don't know what to say. I'm so grateful.
You must be the one who called on them for this, right?
Nope. That was not me. I didn't do that.
Ah, don't pretend it's just us. You don't have to be so modest.
Oh. No, it wasn't me.
You're a samurai. A modern-day samurai.
Okay, I guess I'm a samurai now. Awesome. Ah, man. But yeah, it's been so long, and they've been at rank 6 for, like, quite a while now. And we finally got up to rank 7. And obviously we're going to spend more time with them until eventually we can max out our social link with them.
I'd love to grab a drink, you and me. But for now, you'll have to make do with this.
Hands me a Mountain Dew. No, it's just a Cielo Mist.
See you again.
Actually, no, I really like, I mean, Cielo Mist is based on, like, Sierra Mist. I talked about this before. But I really like Sierra Mist. And I'm like, I don't care that much that they rebranded it to Starry. Like, I really don't care, but, like, also, it hits sometimes. I like Sierra Mist Starry. I love them. Good drink. Actually, I'm drinking one right now as I'm recording this audio. And I'm probably going to drink another one during the time I record the next episode's audio.
Precisely.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I know me by now. I'm just going to do that. Yeah, why would you go that far? Okay, sure, you want to become stronger, but, like, that's not a great... There's more as to why, right? Well, I'm sure we'll get into that someday. It'll take a while, probably. I mean, we're only about, let's see. How many bosses have we beat? We beat... Technically, that's a boss, but no, the main bosses would be those. I mean, we're about to come up to the 4th full moon operation, like, proper one. Yeah, so, I mean, it might take a while. He might show up soon. We might get a better explanation as to why, other than just I want to get stronger. And we got a really good payday out of that. And my Charming Courage went up. Let's go. I think the reason why I did that is because the temperance, was it temperance? I think it was temperance, yeah. That tarot card actually would give me like a small boost to both of those stats since it was my next social activity. And now, 1 day left. We're almost there. Let's see, what did I do next? I don't know.
Hey.
Okay, fully stocked up. Yep. And I guess what'd you want to do? Okay, good job, I guess. Good job on reconfirming your objective. I don't know why I was wandering around for a bit here. I really don't know. There wasn't really anything I was supposed to look for anyway. Oh, that's what I did. That's right. So, if you remember the track teams competition, that track meet, where we just barely lost to this guy right here. Well, he said he was gonna be here, so let's hang out with him. Loser has to run 100 laps around the city. Oh no. So, the requirement for him was to do the track meet, which is like a scripted event, as long as you're a part of that track team. Get to August, specifically August 5th when he first shows up properly, and have enough in your courage stat to even talk to him. I believe you need a rank 4, or a rank 3 or 4 to even talk to him. Let's see, what was it? I'm pretty sure it was... Pretty sure it was rank 4. Yeah, rank 4 courage. Which is something you might not have built up at this current moment, but if you've been doing what I've been doing and just kind of trying to do as much social stat stuff as possible and all those like social links, just doing everything as much as humanly possible.
Yes, it was close then.
If you do what I do, not exactly, but just where you commit and you keep doing stuff to just buff up your social stats and your social links, you should be fine. You should be perfectly fine. There is a chance that you won't have enough for this rank, like enough for this stat. However, there are options to raise that stat that could make the process be a bit quicker so you can meet him. Just really commit to it, take your time, and just commit to social stats for a bit every once in a while, and make sure they go up. Like, I was really raising the, like the knowledge stat for a while, I was raising the courage stat for a while, I was raising the charm for a while. I spent time with like them separately in a way. I was always doing the cafe to do charm and courage at the same time. It worked out really well for me. There are other strategies you can do. Go for them. Do whatever you need to do if you want to 100% this game. Just really commit to it. And make the most out of every day you have. That way you can get things done quicker. Or you can get access to things quicker. Yeah, we're ready. I think we're ready. I would like to believe that we're ready. Hi, Akutsuki. Do you need some more time to get used to the operation? I'm good. That... I like puns, but that one just didn't work out that well. It really wasn't that one. It just really wasn't that good.
I see.
There are better puns. You just gotta search for them. Now, what did I do next? I think it was... Yeah, the Hagakure Ramen. That's what I did. Right? Pretty sure I did it. Yeah, I did Hagakure Ramen. That way I could get that charm up a bit more. I think whenever I went here, At first, before I even hit the invite, I confused it for the other place, Wakatsu Kitchen. I think I confused it for that because I was like, oh, I should raise my academics. That's what it is, not knowledge. Academics. But then, like, the second I got here, I'm like, oh, wait, this is the charm place. This is the pork ramen. This is, like, the stuff that's good for your skin, like the collagen stuff. That's what it says. Yeah. However, we are wrapping this video up here, and we are saving the full moon operation for the next video. And I hope you'll be around for that next video as well. I have been Eire with Saturn's Edge, and you've been watching Persona 3 Reload. Feel free to like, subscribe, share this video, and please, comment your opinions on RPGs, tabletop or video game, any opinion you have, any thought you have. I would love to hear them. And I will see you all around in the next video. See ya!